Welcome to Caution Flag Contemplations Podcast, a racing show by the fans for the fans. All right, welcome into the Caution Flag Contemplations Podcast. I'm your host, Casper. I'm supposed to say that some way so it comes off as Casper the host. You know, like a rip off of Casper the ghost, but apparently I don't know how to do that. So my apologies on that. How you doing today, JP?
I'm doing good.
I'm gonna crack one of these Dr. Peppers. Yeah, that's a nice look. Blackberry, delicious.
It's nasty. I don't know how you drink that shit.
I got a water too. It's gonna be a long night. Baby woke up at 2:30 this morning.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate that, son.
Nice.
He fell asleep in his high chair last night at 5:30, and we didn't know if we should get him up or just let him go to bed. So we just let him go to bed. But so yeah, it's been a long day. I'm ready to get this recorded and posted and done. What you been up to on a Monday?
Oh, working on some cars, dealing with some bull crap at work. You know how it goes. Oh man.
Oh yeah. You asked for it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Hot Carl chassis. What's the deal?
Oh, yeah.
What's this hat?
So,
You must have it out for a reason. What is it?
Well, this week previous was the first week for the new season of iRacing, and the super late models were at Lernerville, and I absolutely sucked. The only good thing that happened is I won a B main, one B main all week, so I'm wearing the Hot Carl chassis 1-win B main hat.
That's you're a real winner, getting a B main win. I wish I could get a B main win in a super race.
Hey,
I probably couldn't get in a B main. So
well, they've ruined the splits. They changed all the dirt oval stuff to being every hour, so all the splits are super weird. You're in splits with people that are like professional drivers, as well as 600 I-rating drivers, so you never know what's going to happen.
I guess that's because some people aren't even getting done when the next one starts.
Yeah.
Eesh. Yeah, that's tough. I didn't think about that when you told me about that the other day. Well, that's interesting. I haven't logged back in. I still want to get in there and get an ARCA car. I got to get a little, I got to work on my paints, see if I can't make something happen.
I think I know somebody that can help you out.
Yeah, I don't know. There used to be this dude that did this thing like Rocky Top Race Wraps or something stupid like that. I don't know what happened with that, but I don't know. I'll see what I can do. I would like to do it myself because I really want pretty plain. I pretty much just want some black and yellow in the podcast logo, and then maybe something ignorant on the bumper. Just because the Dale Jr. download got me all curious about bumper stuff. So, But other than that. News this week in the racing world. We'll start off with a little Formula One news. Yes.
Ferrari's got DQ'd.
Yeah, Tim, our buddies that are going to be surprised to hear us ever mention Formula One. We do actually pay attention. Marshall, Skip, you know who you are. But, Lewis Hamilton, y'all's favorite driver, won a sprint race for probably the first time in his career. Because he's been pretty bad, I think, since they done it. And then what they got DQ'd after, he got DQ'd for, scraping? I believe it was called excessive scraping. It was like the floor pan was not thick enough. I've never heard of that in the dirt world. Although I guess that is kind of sort of similar to what happened with the heights on the Kligerman truck after Daytona. I don't know. And then I can't even remember what Vettel got DQ'd for. Not enough fuel.
You mean Leclerc?
Sorry.
Lord.
I don't really watch it. You know what I'm talking about. Before he got DQ'd. Charles Leclerc. Did you see them fighting about needing to give each other a spot or something too?
Yeah.
I briefly saw that today while I was on the throne. And I was like, man, Lewis is already stirring crap up again. Go figure. Other than that, straight to the same thing as Formula One. Wyatt Miller wins a limited late model race at Hickory Speedway. Pretty much the same thing, For those of you who don't know who Wyatt Miller is, that is the grandson of Dale Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s nephew. He's obviously running some junior motorsports crap. Kelly is his mother. LW works under his dad, and really cool to see him competitive. I think they've done pretty good, I think, like kind of keeping him out of the spotlight. He's only like 14.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how that hits for him, and I hope he can just continue to race, man. It looks like they had a lot of family fun from what I could see, getting the win over there at Hickory. That's cool for him.
I do got to say one thing
Yeah.
about that. I mean, if you're driving that late model, hell, I could probably win at Hickory in that late model. Let's be real.
I mean, you say that, but there's other guys up there that's spending just as much money. I mean,
Yeah, but I mean,
you know,
do
you
you
go
really think they got the best stuff compared
You know,
to his?
you go to all these local tracks, and there's really, I mean, from my understanding on the asphalt side, which I haven't been, but I talked to some guys, and like my understanding is there's like two cars. It's no different than dirt. There's a few cars on a weekly basis that show up that can win, and I think that no track prep and that really doesn't throw a wrinkle at it. And I think it's even more consistent to be about 2 or 3. So yeah, he's in that, but still getting it done. We'll see what he can do, and if he's 14, I mean, damn, he's gonna be in the car store here before too long.
Yep.
So we'll see how that goes. What was that TikTok you sent about our boy? Was it Dwayne Keith?
Yeah.
Is that who that was?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I think the leader of that Southern All Stars race wrecked a lap car or something. Something happened with a lap car,
Yeah.
and the leader ended up getting his spot back.
Yeah.
And the video shows Jonathan Joyner in the stands, like raising his arm, saying like "What the hell" or something. I don't know exactly.
Okay.
Then Dwayne just goes off on him. I'll beat both of your goddamn asses or something along those
Yeah, that
lines.
sounds about right. Dwayne Keith is an interesting feller. He's been held back in the grandstands before, I believe. One time at Smoky Mountain, when the USCS came out for the Rockin' with the Stars 50, and they were running the double sprint cars and Southern All Stars together. Him and the dude that was commentating for the USCS sprint cars about got in a fight. You weren't there, but it was fantastic. Basically, the sprint cars started their show while Dwayne was still doing interviews, and I saw Dwayne running through the pits trying to get up the stairs in the the press box, and I was like, "Oh, this is about to get ugly." They didn't let him finish his interviews before they fired the sprint cars up, and then everybody was leaving because it's East Tennessee, and if it doesn't have a starter, we don't care. So, sorry to hate on you sprint car guys like that. That is changing a little bit. I think the high limit Kyle Larson effect is taking over, and they've raced down here. Shout out to Ward Outlaws. They raced down here a little bit. Obviously, Volusia, but then they raced at Talladega Short Track. And I believe we determined they're making one more run. No, they raced at Magnolia. Was there one more somewhere close? But,
I couldn't even tell you.
I know High Limit is running at Florence in Kentucky. Would like to go to that. We'll see. But yeah, so interesting there to see Dwayne getting into
They need
it.
to put those sprint cars at
So-
Tazewell is what
So
they need to do.
what you're telling me is, because I didn't know that. So that guy was Joyner? I did not realize that's who that
in
was.
the fire suit, that was Jonathan.
So is that at Southern? Where'd they race
Yeah,
at?
I think that was Southern.
Okay, because I did see they raced the 10 and the 56 modified,
Yeah.
so I guess that's where that was at. So that was interesting. Other dumb moment of the week, IndyCar. Apparently, somehow they screwed up their coverage. Well, let's start with this. Let's start with Fox. Let's just start there. Fox is a bunch of idiots. They scheduled the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race at Homestead Miami Speedway against
Same time.
their own race for the IndyCar Series at Thermal, which I don't really know what Thermal is. Have you seen it on iRacing or something? Is it? I don't have. Is it Long Beach? I have
no idea. I touch about 2 road courses on iRacing.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. But anyway, so they were racing out there, and apparently their broadcast truck lost power, so they had to switch the IndyCar coverage over to the NASCAR coverage and show it on Big Fox. Which,
Oh, wow.
a couple things: one, that's probably going to boost the numbers on Big Fox. 2, I hope they recognize that. 3, it just shows how stupid you are when your own network is on top of each other. I understand that part of the deal with IndyCar was IndyCar wanted to be they took a little less money because they were getting Big Fox every week, and all that. But just run it at 12 o'clock, run it at 1 o'clock. Don't put them dead on top of each other, man.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. It's so stupid. How can I watch both? I would watch both on a Sunday. I'm that kind of guy that would watch both. So. Really ignorant to see that, and I enjoyed to watch their pain. Whenever Mike Joy was like, I could hear him kind of laughing about it a little bit himself, and he's like, if you're joining us from Thermal with IndyCar, there have been some technical difficulties, so enjoy this NASCAR race. Blah, blah, blah. We're 6 laps into the second stage. And Clinton Boyer was over like, go Chiefs. Sorry, wow, that was a little much probably. But yeah, so yeah, it was a good weekend as far as all that nonsense went, I thought. You know, NASCAR had a good week. There's a little good dirt racing. I didn't watch all of it. I watched all the replays.
Yeah.
Obviously had the part of the fam in town. You even came up
Yeah.
on Saturday. So it was a little busy Friday night, Saturday night. Didn't necessarily watch, but I did watch all the replays and caught up. And I watched a little bit what was going on, especially Friday night. I was kind of like playing cards and with my phone, like watching it in the middle of hands of Canadian Garden, also known as Sally, because we don't talk about Canadians. Dude, I really pissed somebody off saying that on YouTube. I haven't told you about that yet. Sorry to whoever you strange man are. It was clearly a joke talking about old Canada. Ricky Weiss, who will be racing this weekend on the front Super Dirt Series at Why Not Motorsports Park. But anyways, yes, it was a good weekend. I had a good one overall. The kid yesterday. Oh my gosh, dude, he cracked his face.
Oh man.
Yeah, so he was like on the front sidewalk. Me and Dad were over here hanging out, and I hear him screaming, and Beck's over there, and I'm like, oh God. So anyways, it looked pretty bad yesterday. Like his eye and then his entire face, like all the ways across. And it looked pretty bad yesterday, and he woke up today, and it was bruised, and I was like, oh, wow. When he woke up at like 2:30 this morning, I was like, this is not going to be fun. And it's pretty bad. I feel really bad for him. I even like looked at the daycare camera today to see how he was doing, and I could see it on the daycare camera, and I was like, oh, God, it's not good. But hopefully he's okay. Glad he didn't have any broken bones or anything like that.
Yeah.
Good as I get taken to the doctor on Friday. I'm sure they're going to love it. But,
Oh yeah.
you know, more dirt, more better. So, anyways, moving on into the racing of the week. We had a busy week here in the dirt late model world. First weekend of World Outlaws and Lucas going up against each other. So we're going to get our points picks in for the end. World Outlaws were at Swainsboro. Lucas was at Atomic in Brownstown. Just kind of clean up a little bit of talk from last week. I don't know if World Outlaws was listening to me, but they might have been. They ran 35 laps on Friday for 12K. They ran 50 laps on Saturday for 15K. And they've wiped all the... I clicked through their schedule today, and the laps were not really announced
Really?
for the rest of their schedule. And I'm really curious if they've... You know, I mean, I told you, I felt like at Smoky Mountain we got a little bit robbed on the second night only. Well, on the first night, but would have been second night too. Just not having the 40 or 50 lap features. So, interesting that they changed that up a little bit. Interesting additions there to the World Outlaws Tour. Tim McCready, who has run Lucas for a hot minute at this point. I mean, I don't know that he's ever really run World Outlaws. They were talking about he won some World Outlaw races back in the day, back in the Sweeteners Plus, you know, burgundy and purple or burgundy and yellow days, which that's cool for him. Good to see him, I guess, try something different. Don't really blame him. Lucas wasn't going too great. He really wasn't hanging with them guys. There was one more. Who else went over there? Troutman. Well, I guess he announced to start the year maybe. And then it's like Owens, he's run them so far. I know he's announced that he's doing HTF. I don't know how much their schedules overlap or whatever, so we'll see what happens there. I was kind of surprised to see him down at Swainsboro, honestly. But we'll see what happens with that. Other big news, Mike Marlar and Infinity Chassis.
Yep.
Was Brunig in Infinity Chassis?
No.
I didn't think so. Brunig's still in Longhorn, right?
I don't even know that, like, the sponsors and the wraps are all different. Like, did they fall out?
I don't think so because he still had Skyline, BTK or BKP, whatever it was on the front. We need to check up on that, I guess, and find out for sure. I told you when I saw him at 411 or at I-75, there was barely any gold. It was just like the roof, and then there was no gold at all this go round. So I guess we need to look and see what the deal is on that. But Brunig was there. I don't know if Mikey's running the full thing or not. I don't think so. I think he already missed a race. I can't really remember. But we'll see what happens. He did have that Infinity rolling. You might know
He's
this.
putting on a show both nights.
Is the Infinity? Is that a Longhorn?
I couldn't tell you. I would
Yeah.
assume so. I mean, it's made
I mean,
by
I know
Wells.
they were doing the Longhorn thing. I don't know if they're really making their own or if it's, who knows what it is. Is it like a sniper that got picked up from somewhere and then slapped a name on? I don't know. Wells has been quick. I do like Wells. I guess, they got a win Fort Outlaws with Gustin. So, yeah, it's interesting to see. Mikey's from Winfield. That area is right there close, not too far away. So maybe that's part of why he wanted to work with them. They're a lot closer to the house for him. So we'll see what happens with that. But anyways, getting into it. Word Outlaw starts out Friday night. 42 cars, 35 laps, 12K to win. Fast time. Chris Madden. No shock there.
Boo.
Hey, we don't boo people who just lost family members. That's rude and hateful. Just kidding.
I didn't know that.
I feel bad for him, but yeah. Anyways, he came out quick, won his heat, and was nowhere to be found. Anyways, I don't even know if I put the feature results on here, but they're up there in the notes.
I mean, it's pretty obvious.
He finished sixth. So it's not that obvious. We're gonna get. I will say, like I was going through this, and if you're gonna like the notes whenever you get to the picks, Fort Outlaws down at the bottom. But Madden wins the fast time, wins heat 1. Owens wins heat 2. Pierce wins heat 3. Hoffman wins heat 4. There's really no passing. It's pretty well locked down. It almost looked like a dead repeat of Smoky Mountain. Honestly, pretty much train racing there to start the thing, and it is what it is. They did do some track work. Ashton Winger gets in through the B main, along with Max Blair and 18X Michael Page, Jackson Haas, T-Mac, and that Luke Morey kid in the 49 also got into the B mains. Bobby goes up to the redraw. Number 1, first one out of the hat.
Race over.
Are you serious?
Write the check.
So, yeah, that was pretty much how that went. Lap 1 in that race, though, you had the Tristan Chamberlain, whatever it was. Tristan Chamberlain hits the Uke tire there. And
pile up, turn 1.
Stands it up, rolls it over. Bronson ends up on top of him. It's kind of sketchy. The car got stuck on the halo.
Yeah. That's wild.
They cut away from it pretty quick, and I was like, And they didn't go back to it for a while. They did finally go back, and I mean, that had been a little bit sketchy for Tristan, just sitting there kind of waiting for him to get it off. I couldn't really move until he got it off because of where his car was sitting, and then obviously maybe being compromised, they don't want to accidentally drop it back on top of it, so to roll him over was kind of tough. Bronson also had to sit in the car kind of up on his side. Bronson's a big dude, so him moving around, getting out of there is probably a big deal. But hate to see 2 tore up race cars. There was like 12 cars involved total.
Bronson did go back racing after that, just so you know.
He what?
He did get back on the track racing after that.
Yeah.
He did not park it.
Yeah, I knew that. I
thought that was wild. I thought for sure that car had to be
Kyle Bronson. He don't give a damn. It was. I watched it again today on the replays. Like, dude, it was so slow. It just kind of like stood up and landed. But yeah, glad everybody was okay with that. Obviously, Tristan Chamberlain's primary car was pretty well destroyed, so I'm sure that's about to be pricey. And whoever's chassis manufacturer that is going to be excited to have that back on a jig and send a bill out. So hate that for him. There was oil all over the side of that car, too, from where it was on its side. That was pretty wild.
Yeah.
But, like I said, glad nobody got hurt. If there would have been a fire or something stuck like that, it could have been bad. So glad we didn't have any of that. And got rolling back from that. I go on to have Bobby Pierce basically dominate Gustin second, Troutman third, Corey Hedgecock in fourth, and Will Harrington, 15K in fifth. Good run for them 2 guys, in my opinion. I was surprised Corey went. Were you?
a little bit.
I guess we're full. I guess like Corey is full no crate this year. I haven't seen the crate car once, so
Yeah.
I guess we're saying screw it and swinging the super and making it work. And if he wants to move up, that's probably the best move, I guess. Like, you kind of got to quit playing in the sandbox and go play with big boys. So congrats to them on that. He is also headed down to Hunt the Front this week to continue that, as he's going to be in the points for that. Saturday night, 42 cars, 50 laps, 15K. Same track, same deal. A little different group of characters there at the front of the field. Drake Troutman Tanner English sets fast time. I was like, all right, which, English is pretty good on that type track. I was a little bit surprised he was slower than he was at Smoky and all that. So that's usually, those rubber one-line bottom tracks usually pretty solid for him. So glad to see him have a little bit of speed. Troutman wins Heat 1. Garrett Smith wins Heat 2. Ain't seen him in a minute. Did you notice that he got into the back of the G.R. Smith machine?
I did not notice that.
I was like, lap one. Yeah,
again.
lap one, Troutman, clears up and pushes up, and Smith is, on the hammer, back up under, and bends the corner, and I was like, oh, no. Because I hadn't seen Garrett in a while. Do you have to wait a year? Is that what we were waiting? I'm not exactly sure. In other news, our favorite X account's been ripping off other people's Facebook pictures and getting shoot out on X for that. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I did not see that.
It was like a picture of a Garrett Smith looking late model at some asphalt track, because that Atlanta Concrete sponsors a lot of race cars, and they use the same blue tin and all that. But somebody on one of the other podcasts or something was ripping who for using this picture, and he was like, well, I mean, I can take it down if you want me to. And he was like, I'm just tired of you pretending you know something when you really don't. I don't understand why people even like you, blah, 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 blah. It's pretty good. I really did enjoy that. I
wonder who we're talking about.
No, that's all right. We'll clip it, and we'll see if we can get a comment out of it. You never know. Maybe we can get some crying in a video and smoking a cigarette, drinking a Busch Light. But
don't forget the Jersey Mikes.
Oh, God. Yeah, that too. Mexican restaurants every once in a while.
Yeah.
Other than that, Ryan Gustin wins Heat 3. Ashton Winger wins Heat 4. So, like I said, we definitely had a little bit different deal there on the front. In Heat 4 there was a little bit – it started to get a little racy compared to Friday, a little bit top, a little bit bottom. And Corey and what's his name? Ethan Dotson. Absolutely slanging it there for last lap, trying to get that back. Dotson really passed him, and Corey just got him back on the bottom. Looked like Dale McDowell catfishing, and he can do that. So he got back past and transferred in out of the heat. Heat 1, B-Main 1 goes to Trey Mills, Jake Tim, Kyle Bronson gets in. Will Harrington spun off the nose of the 57 machine. I couldn't exactly call that one based on the replay I saw. It looked to me like maybe Harrington was probably overdriving it a little bit. I think he got shuffled back in his heat and was a little bit frustrated to not be up and in it after his finish on Friday night.
Speaking of Trey Mills, I need to apologize to Trey Mills. I took him out probably twice this week at Lernerville.
Idiot.
Not intentionally. He was fast as hell. He blew by me in the feature every time. But I definitely took him out a couple times. No, it was in a heat race.
Trey, this is what you driving a 55 these days? Yeah. If you see a 55 yellow late model with anything about caution flag contemplation, next time just dump his butt, please. I apologize for JP's actions. He doesn't know what he's doing, I promise.
Yeah.
So you're more than welcome to absolutely trash him. It won't hurt my feelings. Other than that, Trey looked pretty good. B-Main 2, Austin Smith gets the win over... I don't even know who 7X is. I put that in there. And same thing. Michael Page slides in. Jackson Heiss did run over 388. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. Me and him don't like each other in iRacing.
Golly, you race him in iRacing
Me and him, about every race that we're in, we get into some kind of...
Okay. Well, so in that B main, I think he was Frustruma rated, and he drove about 6 cars, best I could tell, in 3 and 4, just for no real reason. Just for no real reason. So, happens. But anyways, go to the redraw. Troutman pulls the number 1. Garrett Smith. Sorry. That's what it's been so long since I'm like, what the hell? Garrett Smith pulls number 2, Winger 3rd, Gustin 4th. 50-lap feature, lap 2. Troutman gets around the 12 on the outside and kind of ran away for a little bit. About 6-7 laps later, the 19 ends up getting around the 22 star, and the 19 was gone. They had a caution. Austin Smith lost the air cleaner. That was a rookie mistake. I'm sure everybody enjoys that. Especially, he was having a decent run all weekend, and kind of just, I'm sure that's frustrating for them. Anyways, race finishes with Gustin, Winger, Pierce, Troutman, and Nick Hoffman. And when we do World Outlaws, now we have to put which 9 because we got T-Mac in a 9 and Nick Hoffman in a 9, and they're probably going to be racing around each other a good bit. Just for the record, when we get to the picks, if you look up at Friday, Gustin finished second to Pierce, and if you look at Saturday, Pierce finished third to Gustin, so Gustin gets the win, so I get the win.
Yeah.
Congratulations there. But other than that, I want to make a pick here on the points for the World of Outlaws. It's, we can pick the winner, or we could just pick second. I mean,
you know what? I'm going to pick the winner because it's not going to be Bobby Pierce. It's going to be Gustin. He's going to win the points.
Man, right now Bobby Pierce leads over Gustin by 30, and Hoffman and Gustin are tied 30 back. Man, then you got Troutman, Blair, and then everybody else starts really falling back there. Cody Overton's kind of fallen like a rock after having the lead early there in the points. Jimmy Owens, I was just pointing out, he is like 11th. He's missed 4 races, and he's 11th in points. He's up there with the guys that have started 7 and 8 features up to this point. So, it really, the number is not that high. You have like probably 15 guys that have made 7, and like 8 guys that made 8 starts. Now, some of that is Speed Week's not making them. Yeah. So no big deal there. But I'm kind of curious to see what Jimmy does, if he ends up trying to run with him or not. I think it'll just kind of depend when the schedule crisscrosses with on the front and where he's at and all that kind of stuff. And maybe if he gets rain out, he gets lucky, he can run both. I really haven't looked that hard at the schedule to study that out for him. But yeah, I mean, I think, Bobby Pierce, Ryan Gustin, I think those are probably the clear cut 1 and 2. I think there's a decent little group right there, 3, 4th, Hoffman, Troutman, Blair, McCready. Dotson could be in that too, possibly.
He's not been very consistent. He'll have bursts where he's really good and could go out and win a race or two, but I just don't think he's got the consistency
if he can do it. The thing that I think should scare everybody is that Bobby Pierce went down to our part of the country, southeast,
and started
2 races on rubbered red dirt. Probably not a good sign for everybody else for the rest of the year, if you ask me. I hope Gustin wins, obviously. The only good news about Bobby Pierce is I still need Bobby Pierce to talk to Christopher Bell about getting a late model start for the Scott Blomqvist Memorial at Volunteer Speedway. Needs to happen. I don't know. I'm going to have to put together some kind of video at some point on that, and when we get a little closer, maybe we'll get some T-shirts made and see if we can get those out there to the world. We'll get Larson and the Rumley machine and see what will happen. Hudson might get jealous, though. I don't know, Shepard, whoever's driving it. How awesome does it have to be Rumley and just put anybody that's good in your car on a regular basis? I mean,
it must be nice.
Can't be a bad time. But other than that, we'll see what happens. Bobby and Gustin will, run away with it. Be cool if they had a points chase. They could get it closed back down just so who can do the best.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Oh, it's not World Outlaws, not NASCAR? Oh, okay. All right, moving on. What are we at next? Lucas Oil late models. So you're going with, let's just clear up these picks real quick on Lou. So you're taking Gustin?
For the World Outlaws Championship.
All right, I'm taking Bobby. So,
loser. You're taking the easy picks every week. That's why you win every week.
Well, I really didn't want to, and I really wanted to pick Gustin. I've been riding Gustin kind of hard up until now, but I don't see it. I'm sorry. He's gonna. I don't know. We'll see. The only thing about Bobby is, in all reality, Bobby does struggle sometimes with a liability later in the year. I feel like. As long as he keeps his shit running, though, it's going to be tough to beat him. I think you're going to see him not run pretty much any Lucas. I think he's going to run World Outlaws, maybe a little bit of flow, but they're really going to try to keep their stuff in good condition. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to take Bobby. You can have the 19, and maybe you'll be right, and I'll be wrong. You never know. Happened before. All right. Lucas rolls into Atomic Speedway on Friday night, 15K, 50 laps like it's supposed to be. Only 33 cars compared to our Outlaws 40+.
It's okay. It was a much better race.
Man, it was. Them top 5 guys in Lucas Tour. I mean, dude, it's going to be a slobber knocker every weekend, I think. Best I can tell. RTJ goes fast time, wins Heat 1. Josh Rice wins Heat 2. Davenport was fast in Group B, wins Heat 3. RJ Connolly getting the win there in Heat 4. Congratulations to him. This dude Seth Daniels wins B main over Christian Hanger.
Yeah, I was watching the
I was like,
replay,
damn.
and I showed them when they were passing him as a lap car. I was like, whoa, that's a long way.
Yeah, I was surprised old Hanger went up there for that show, but did okay. Made the show both nights, so congratulations to him. B main 2 Turbo. We're gonna start calling him B main, Uncle B main, because he runs at B main every night,
Every
dog.
week.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to say it, but he was one that I was like, why is he running Lucas? Like, he should maybe consider going over there with World Outlaws. But it is what it is. He's running them a long time, so he gets in there with Ebert and then Tyler Wyatt, who ended up ruining my evening a little bit later in the 24
Yeah.
machine.
Sure did.
Like I said, 50 laps, 15K. Atomic was cool. Texting with old D-Watt there and like talking about how they run the top down. It's really
Almost
top.
reminded me of like 411 the way it looks on TV. Like when
Yeah.
they come out of turn 4, the way the wall is, at least on the TV camera, it looks like you're standing at how 411 would be, where we would sit right there.
Yeah, kind of like where it jumps back out of the
Yeah.
driver a little bit. Yeah. I don't know. I enjoy the track. I'd like to go up there. I would really like to hit that Atomic Brownstown combo sometime for Lucas or whatever. Just to go up there. Both of them look like pretty cool tracks, best I could tell. But lap 10, so we start the race. 20 RT's running away. JD's kind of running behind him. Really felt to me like he was kind of managing his tires per usual. Kind of start the race. Usually tries to run 25, 30, and then he's like, "Eow." But yeah, so he was kind of doing his thing. Basically gets under the 24 machine trying to lap him. Gets door slapped, spins out. I never thought he stopped. Guess it doesn't matter. Had to go to the back.
His wheels never stopped. I mean, he had it matted, spinning, but no.
I thought the rules were if you didn't stop that you didn't have to, but it did look like they did stop for like a brief second right at the very end before you rolled back off. So, not sure, but that was unfortunate. He dropped all the way to the back after the caution. Did end up finishing 10th. Good salvage, I guess. Other than that, the 99 and the 58 were running each other hard.
So was Marler. Marler ran everybody hard both nights.
Well, I think the track was like drivable to where you could do that, which was cool. Super good race. I just noticed there, like Devin's kind of. I feel like he's come into his own. Like he might be the Lucas champion. I really like. We're gonna make picks here, man. I really don't know who I'm picking, but I feel like he's starting to come in a little bit more confidence than he's had like the last 2 or 3 years. They've been good. I think they probably have the most wins on tour now. So we'll see what we get with that. Lap 25, Josh Rice does throw the slider at the 20 RT, gets under him. Ricky clears him back down, crosses him back over. They get back in lap traffic, and that was kind of all she wrote on that. 10 to go. Brunig spins out, goes yellow on the restart. Ricky took care of business, gets it done. It was pretty much heavy lap traffic for most of that.
I gotta say, old Josh was selling some damn T-shirts that night.
Hey, listen.
Every track he goes to, he just throws the nuts over the shoulder, puts it on the fence, tears off the spoiler, sparks every corner. I mean, he's got to be one of the most exciting drivers to watch, in my opinion. He might be my favorite driver to watch.
I agree. He's kind of like the new Bobby Pierce. Bobby Pierce runs the bottom on rubber racetracks now. So, Josh Rice has always been entertaining. Watch him at Eldora, watch him at Florence. The first time I ever saw him was when me and Dan went to Florence there, and he, run the wall, knocking the deck out of it, like talking about, just tearing it up. And obviously he's had some good runs at Eldora, and he's up here running with big boys pretty much every time he shows up now. So awesome to see that. Tyler Carpenter showed up with his same junk from the Dome, finished 17th. I was hoping he didn't make the show. It's a real shame. Man. Other than that, not a whole lot of notables. McIntosh got a top 10. He needed one, run the full tour. He's been on the struggle. Feel bad for him. Brandon Shepard, 11th on Friday. They just don't have it. He had to go to backup. I did not catch exactly what happened. They were in a backup on Friday, and then they about toasted the backup on Saturday. So he's still having a rough go with it. So we'll see what happens there. Other than that, that was a good race Friday night. Ricky Thornton Jr., Josh Rice, Devin Ram, Mike Marlar, and Hudson O'Neal, whose shirt I'm wearing, but I don't think this is the SSI Motorsports shirt. This is when he was in that All-American Concrete for like 3 weeks or whatever. So before they fired RTJ, whenever they were, that was at Smoky Mountain last year, I think. So I bought this one. But yeah, so see what happens. Turbo did get a 13th after being the B main, so hopefully he can wrap her up. Anything else on Friday we missed?
Nothing really.
All right. Saturday, we go on down to Brownstown for the Indiana Icebreaker 50. I like that. Indiana Icebreaker. That's a good one. Like, that's a good, solid name, you know? Awesome track. I like the no wall thing. Pretty racy, banked. Seemed like a pretty decent grip. Multiple lines. Would love to go there. Davenport rips out their fast time, wins Heat 1. Garrett Alberson wins Heat 2. The 99 Devin Ram wins Heat 3. 71 Hudson O'Neal wins Heat 4. That was the Heat 4. That is where the one car of Brundon Shepherd
died.
Yeah, and the 99 of Moran made a little bit of contact. Was it Moran or was it?
No, I think it was Hudson.
Yeah, it was Hudson. I put the wrong number in there. Sorry about that. It was Hudson for sure. Made contact going down the front stretch there, and Brandon went nose first into what little bit of wall they do have there. And I was like watching it when I was watching the replay a little bit ago, and I was like, he's done. And then he actually went down and got a tire and rolled it back out there.
Yeah.
These noses must be getting tougher. I guess it's about time to start wrecking people. Gustin said something about that. We didn't talk about that. But, yeah, so he got it back out there. Definitely kind of sketchy. Glad he didn't get hurt, didn't flip it. I thought for a minute when he got pointed all the ways out there, when he went over the little edge, it was going to roll. So glad that didn't happen. Other than that, not a whole lot there. Starts 50-lap feature. 25K to win. Not 15. I don't know why I put 15 there. It was 25 to win. Lap 1, they go 3 wide for the lead. Alberson, Davenport, and Moran.
I'm pretty sure there was like not a single lap where they weren't 3 wide anywhere.
No, I mean, that's like what we're going to talk about. So they go there, and Moran takes the lead and kind of leaves them. And like Davenport ends up pulling behind him, and he's kind of out there for a little bit. But then like you get this battle with Alberson, Marlar,
Moran,
Ricky, O'Neal, and
Rice
Davenport. Josh Rice was up in there. And dude, I mean, just like for 50 laps, absolutely on the hammer at each other. 2 wide, 3 wide, in lap traffic. There
were a couple times I thought Ricky and Marlar were going to kill each other.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. Like, it was a different Mike Marlar, like a little bit aggressive, more than I've seen in a good while, and he was absolutely out there slinging it. So it was really good, like 50 laps to watch, and and it was 50 laps worth of racing. So that was really cool. Devin Moran ends up getting the win over RTJ. RTJ did throw a slider in traffic at Moran, like I don't know, 20-ish to go, maybe 15 to go, something like that, and he couldn't quite make a stick, and Moran got back around. Moran beats RTJ. Davenport, Marlar, and Josh Rice. And like I said, race of the year maybe so far, at least for Lucas.
Probably so far.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's race of the year, but I mean, dude, I'm just telling you. My thing is, I was watching that both days, really, just so hard, that battle from like 2nd through 6th. Every single spot is contested, like almost every lap. And I'm not seeing that on World Outlaws right now. No. Granted, I say that they haven't been to the raciest racetracks, probably Swainsboro and Smoky, so. They're going to Atomic next week. Not this weekend, but next weekend, April 4th and 5th. So we'll see what they do there, and maybe it'll be a little bit better. But right now, I think as far as like bringing your tour with you, show up, they're going to race each other and be super competitive. Lucas is just, car for car, in my opinion, more competitive than World Outlaws currently. So, like I said, tracks have a little bit of effect on that, so we'll see how that goes going forwards. But it's going to be a tough battle to get in that Final Four, man. Like, I think there's probably 5 or 6 guys that can do it, deserve it, and it's only going to be 4, and somebody's going to get left on the outside edge. We haven't even really talked about Overton necessarily that much.
He really hadn't done too much though this year.
Well, he hasn't, but he's been right behind those
Yeah,
epic battles
he's
that we're
been on
talking
the
about.
edge.
Like he'll get in there. He'll get it figured out. Honestly, coming down here to some of these tracks would probably be good for him. So, we'll see what happens there, but I think it's going to be tough. I guess with that in mind, let's pull up these points here, and I guess we're going to make some picks for your final four at for that, and then the championship winner. Right now you have Moran, Thornton, Davenport, Overton, Dalton Wilson, Garrett Albertson, Tyler Hudson O'Neill, Brandon Shepard, Tyler Bruning at the top 10. You want me to go first? You want to go first?
I'm gonna take my four first. So obviously your first three, they're gonna be Moran, Thornton, and Davenport. Those three are a lot. I don't care what you say, who you are, what you think. Those three are gonna be a lot.
Fair enough.
For the fourth driver, I'm actually gonna go with Dalton Wilson.
I like that.
He's not gonna have a chance to win the championship, most likely at Eldora, but I'm going to throw him in there for the final four. And I'm going to take Davenport for your championship. I'm going to say he's not going to blow a motor this year.
Yeah, I mean, that was, God.
It's like 2 years in a row.
Makes me throw up to think about it being there, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. I like the Dalton Wilson pick. Definitely ballsy. I'm not sure that I'm buying it, but I like it. I hope so. I kind of like him. He's definitely growing on me. I'd like to see that for him. Yeah, Moran, Thornton. I'm not, Davenport started good, but I get worried about him sometimes, man. Like dragging through the summer. Honestly, I really do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with him, and I guess I'm gonna go ahead and throw in. I'm gonna go Hudson. They're the repeat. That's the repeat of last year if it's Hudson, right?
I think so.
They haven't really had it on fire yet. New crew chief, right?
I think so.
And old Jason Durham.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big time deal. Only got like 1 weekend with that, so give them time. I'm gonna take 71 to get in there, which is leaving Overton out. Which, if you'd asked me to start the year, I wouldn't have wanted to do that. I don't, he got left out last time, and I kind of almost would switch Overton for Davenport, and obviously I'm a 49 supporter, but I don't know. I kind of have a bad feeling about it for him this year, so we'll see what happens. Champion, I'm going to go with Devin Moran. I think he's, like I was saying earlier, I feel like the attitude is just different. The confidence is there. The car's there. The team's, this is what, their third or fourth year really together. I feel like they've pretty well got a rocking and a rolling. And confident drivers win races. The schedule being trimmed down a little bit from what it has been probably also helps him. They get another month off here. They don't race again until they go to Georgetown on April 25th. It's like another 4 or 5 weeks, get everything together. Then they hit a 3-day stretch, Georgetown, Hagerstown, and Port Royal. And I don't know. I just think the schedule kind of sets up good for Devin there. They go back to Atomic. He's good at all those tracks. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go with Devin for the champion, and we'll see what happens. Like I said, it's going to come down to Eldora Speedway, October 18th. Be a big-time race, and we'll see what happens there. So, I don't know. I guess that's about it for Dirt this week. Like I said, Lucas is off until April 25th. They're making three-race weekend there. Word Outlaws is off until April 4th and 5th. They are also going to be racing with the Valvoline Ironman late models at Atomic 2-night show. CT was just going to give show-up points for all of the guys that show up, regardless where they finish. I was like, God, it was nice to see CT back there at the Smoky Mountain Speedway on the pit gate, son. I got that hand on the hip. God, I love that. Man, it takes me back to being 16 and watching that man absolutely tear him up at Boyd Speedway, getting them in line. He gets on them, son. He tells them what to do.
You go there. You
Yes,
there.
yes. He's got, listen, like, I know I'm making fun of it, but I'm telling you right now, there is no better race pointer of a race car than Chris Tilley, man.
Yeah,
He is
that's
awesome.
true.
Like, I saw him back there, and I was like, yes. And some people are like, who is that? And I was like, oh, you don't understand. This man is my dirt track heroes. So really
My
cool to
favorite
see him back
one
there.
was
but-
when he would call the restarts from the infield. You remember when he had that
Yeah.
little flag?
Yeah. Yeah. What was that? Iron Man or
Yeah.
what? Yeah, I guess
Towards
that's what
the
it was.
end.
Yeah, he was like trying to do it all, you know.
Yeah.
Man, I hope he's still enjoying the racing thing. You know, I know he's doing like some concerts now too, and after him and Ray Cook had their breakup at Tazewell and all that, you know, like it's been a little different, but good to see him. Also, do you know this Cody, that dude that was doing Crate Racing USA, Cody Early? Is that his name? Was pit reporting for Flo at Lucas, not Ben Shelton. Interestingly enough, so I guess I don't know if that's all year thing or not, but we'll see how that goes. So, curious to see how that works out. But other than that, this weekend there is a bunch coming up. It's a little bit different stuff. Hunt the Front at Why Not, 8K Friday, 12K Saturday. Spring Nationals at Buckshot Speedway in North Alabama. Or I guess it's not North Alabama. I guess it's like Middle Alabama. 7K on Friday, East Alabama. 10K on Saturday. Crate Racing USA 602 and 604s at Needmore on Friday and Saturday. Back-to-back days. UCRA Crate Late Models. That's Tazewell Speedway in Tazewell, Tennessee. The Bad Fast Taz 3K to win. If you're in the Knoxville area, I'd recommend you take your trip up there. If you want to go do something different, little sneaky, I found this one. This is an absolute banger, and if I had some time this weekend, I would consider trying to go. They're going to run back-to-back nights, 10K four bangers, okay?
Oh, yeah.
4-cylinder, I'm guessing this is a front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, combined mini-stock class thing. They're going to be at Paducah on Friday and Clarksville on Saturday. 10,000 to win both nights.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 2,500 for second. How far do you think somebody's going with an
Oh, yeah.
open U-Haul trailer
Oh, yeah.
to try to win this thing? Like, we talking like South Georgia,
Oh, yeah,
Florida?
at least.
I mean,
They all
dude,
got to get tuned up for that $100,000 to win race at Kokomo, you know?
I guess. I mean, damn. Dude, you could, listen, think about this. We could go right now to the junkyard, buy one of these things, put it together, probably what, $5,000 into it. By the time you get a seat, maybe a fire extinguisher, maybe, you know, probably like, you know, $7-8 safely in one of these cars. You go out, you can make $12,000 this weekend.
Yeah.
Damn. Like, sheesh. That'll be cool. Also, I noticed this week, I was looking at the Newport schedule. Newport Speedway, they have that first limited race on April 19th. I might go, might not. We'll see. But they're running Crown Vics up there, and I was talking to some people the other day, and I was like, I mean, the Dirt Crown Vics can run too. They'll have plenty of them. They were like, what? I was like, oh, yeah. If they pay them, half Cletus's people show up out of the blue. So I was like, the Crown Vics class, I guess we can single-handedly thank Cletus McFarland for that.
You sure can.
Is that how you feel about that?
Yeah, for sure.
I really want to see a class that races asphalt, dirt, maybe even Friday, Saturday. So maybe we can work that out with like Smoky Mountain or I-75 or something with the Newport Speedway, because I would love to see that. I just think that'd be awesome.
Wasn't there one of them old street stocks that used to run at Boyd's that did that? What was his name? The Rat Rod car? You remember that?
Okay, so like Jim Gilbert in the 19. Yeah, so I don't know that he did that all the time. He went to this one street stock race in Texas that had like, I don't know, it's like 100,000 to win or something, and they had like 400 street stock cars showed up. I just remember the qualifying videos on Facebook. This is a flat, I'm talking flat, like flatter than Martinsville flat, you know, quarter mile or whatever. And his qualifying video, he carried the left front this high off the ground the whole way around the track. And I was like,
he did that at the dirt track.
I know,
too.
but like, you know, that's pretty wild. But yeah, that's cool. So I like to see that when they mix. I'm not really a fan of like running dirt supers on asphalt.
Yeah.
I actually think that's a good way to get somebody killed, if you really want me to know.
Yeah, that's
But yeah, we'll see what happens there. So moving on to the asphalt nonsense nobody gives a damn about.
Sam Mayer sucks.
Amen to that, brother. Good Lord. I guess we're just going to start there. So, Kyle Larson running for the triple this weekend. We'll start with the Xfinity race. That's the only one that we can say lost, but he didn't really lose it.
He got screwed.
He got dumped. He ran pretty good. They had a restart late. And
He ran pretty good. He whooped their ass.
Yeah. How'd you feel when Sam picked behind him? You were actually sitting right here with me watching. You were actually in this chair right here, big boy.
Yeah, I was I might not have looked it, but I was real hurting deep down inside.
I was like, as soon as Sam picked behind him, I was like, oh, that's not
It's
good.
over.
Yeah, I was like, that's not good. I will say this about Sam Mayer and Creed. I said this last week. Those Haas Xfinity cars are good. Like Haas Factory or whatever, they're good. Like they really are. Really unfortunate to see that. You know, like me and you were talking about it. It's just so weird to me that like he can wreck him before the restart, and there's really no repercussions of that. And
Yeah.
the more I think about it, like why would you not ever in NASCAR if you're in second?
Yeah.
Um, you know, he says he mistimed it. Well, he laid back, got a giant run, and wrecked him. I mean, that's what happened. Like, in dead ass serious, anybody but Kyle Larson spins that car out on the front stretch, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
right? Like, pretty much. Like, not anybody, but like the top 5 to 10 drivers in the series, like they're spinning. Like I mean, he was so jacked up, dude. And man, I still think 2 more laps and Kyle still would have got it. I mean, that's what's crazy.
Probably, but
He was an absolute rocket ship on the fence at the end of that thing. And anyways, Justin Allgaier goes on to get the win. I guess this is what I want to talk about with the Kyle Larson on that incident, though. So, like, Kyle Larson is a really hard driver. He's a little bit of a sissy after the race, though. I'm sorry.
he is.
He gets pushed around. He got pushed around by Denny. He's getting pushed around by Sam Mayer. I know that, like, we talked about this with the Amarola situation with Bowman, and, like, when you're a Cub driver and you're playing down there, like, it's probably not smart to go get in a pissing match in the Xfinity Series, but, like, you know, you at least got to get out of the car and say something to him. Sam was hiding by his car. I don't know if you caught that, but he was just standing over the window net, like, yeah, and all he could come up with standing there for like 20 minutes is, I mistimed it. No, bitch, you planned to wreck him when you pulled behind him. We all know that. Like, what are you talking about? You just didn't want to do it that hard, and you wanted to get under him after it and then try to pass him. It is what it is. But, yeah, really frustrating for Kyle. Like, I feel like we got ripped of a all-time classic thing. Like, whenever people say that Kyle Busch is the GOAT, I think one of the strongest arguments for that is his 2 weekend sweeps. I believe Vegas and I know Bristol.
Yeah, Vegas and Bristol.
All 3 series in a weekend. I think now where you only get 5 races in Xfinity trucks a year makes it even bigger of a deal. The Cup races are so hard to win now. Like, too, that I mean, nothing against the Xfinity and the trucks, but like they're winnable for Kyle. Either Kyle should be able to win them, right? As long as they're in decent equipment. And the Cup races are hard to win, and Kyle did actually drive the Cup win, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But, you know, it just sucks. It's one of those things, like, I wish we could have that picture of Kyle Larson with the broom down there, and I know that it bothers him. I'd also like to point out that Kyle ran 4 races last week because he did run high limit, and he won that, and then he won the truck race, and then he was going to win the Xfinity race and got wrecked, and then he won the Cup race. So he's on an absolute heater at this point in time. Good luck stopping him. I mean, he'll be quick at Martinsville. I know that that's not necessarily been his best, but the last 2 or 3 times they have been a lot better there. So we'll see what happens with that. As far as the Cup race goes, how do you feel about the Cup race overall? Did you vote yay or nay on the Good Race poll?
I haven't voted, but I would say it's yes. It was a pretty decent race.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was good too. I knew that there was going to be some, you know, moaning, groaning about the beginning of the race from people that just want to see cars wreck.
Yeah.
I seen where a lot of people were like hollering at Jeff Gluck, like, this race is so trash. This is why we didn't have the championship race here. Well, to me, like, you know, it's a racer's
track.
Yeah, and like, you could race hard, and like you had to not wreck the car. Now, if they had 1,000 horsepower, we'd
have been even better race.
Yeah, but you know, one thing
hate to see Kyle Larson run around there with some power.
Oh my gosh, dude, that bring Kyle Busch right back in the equation too, just for the record.
Yeah.
And Denny would probably have a championship by now. So, by the way, let's just go ahead and talk about Denny for a second. So I said he's going to retire because he wasn't going to get a sponsor, and he goes out and immediately signs Progressive. So Denny, I'm just wondering when I'm getting my check. I started talking shit about you retiring, and the next week Progressive signs you to an 18-race deal to cover half your schedule. So I'm going to take credit for that, especially for all these idiots on TikTok that I deal with on a regular basis. Dennis, I want half the check. I'm still getting comments up to today. Why did I call him Dennis? Because his name is Denny. I call him Dennis. I've called him Dennis all the time. Honestly, you know what I started calling him Dennis was, what's that movie? Talladega Nights. Whenever he's got, like, buck teeth and, like, that, long blonde haircut, and he comes up there. Yeah, Dennis. That's his name forever. So, congratulations, Denny, on your deal with Progressive. Hope you're not really going to retire. We'll miss you when you're gone, but I hate you while you're here. So, just know that, and it comes from the bottom of my heart with love, okay? And hate, and a lot of hate. And you're an Ohio State fan now, so F you for that. Anyways, you Dennis Hamlin fans out there, I better see some Progressive T-shirts at Bristol in 3 weeks, or I'm going to beat somebody's rear end, okay? If y'all want him to stay, you better buy the dadgum T-shirts. I'm just saying. You just run that little mouth like this right here. I don't want to see FedEx. They dropped him like he's hot potato, so I want to see some Progressive. I want to see some sport clips. We got to do better than Listen, Denny sucks. He's not great. Freddie would say it, but he's not allowed to. So I'll do it for you, Freddie. We can drink to that tonight. All right, I'm done on the Dennis rant. So, yeah, I guess he's not going to retire probably at this point. Probably not looking too good on that one. What were we talking about before I went ranting?
I don't even remember.
Me either. We were talking about Hamlin ran good in that race. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. Why is it that only Cliff Daniels and whoever Denny's crew chief is now, I don't remember, he changed crew chiefs this year. It's one of them dudes from Gibbs. Why is it that they're the only two that can figure out how to, like, cut a stage in half with tires to have the maximum lap time for the whole stage? Like, this is not hard.
I don't know.
Like, this is math. And, like, if there's a caution, I guess you're screwed. But, like, math is math, bro. Like, that's why they're catching people. Like, it's pretty simple. I know that Blaney blew up. I don't know what Blaney did. We didn't talk about that, too.
He needs to get a new engine builder, I guess. I mean, that's two already.
Well, so I wanted to point this out. Those Gibbs cars, Gibbs. Wow, I'm not even drinking. I've had Dr. Pepper tonight. Those Yates engines and the Fords for Penske. Penske's been hauling butt, and that's the second one he's blown this year. You do have to wonder what's going on there a little bit. Blaney, man, he's had a rough year. If I was a Blaney fan, I'd sure be looking at being a fan of somebody better because, God, he sucks.
I wonder if we know any Blaney fans.
What I got earlier said that we need to find a new hobby. So I don't know. You got any new hobbies to recommend to our poor buddy over there?
You can always pick up iRacing.
Yeah, he's going to need hobbies now after here in a couple weeks because that other stuff's done with, trust me. He's definitely going to need a hobby. But, yeah, he could do iRacing, Watkins, if you need a sim, just hit up JP and take him down to Best Buy. He'll help you buy everything you need. Hell, he'll probably just put an Amazon cart and order it. And, you got that big event coming up. Maybe you can just use the money you get from that to buy it. I mean, you could probably do 2-player. I mean, at least we can pretend anyways. Get you one of them WR1s. Don't be a chicken. Yeah, man. No, I feel bad for all the Blaney people out there. The bathtubs and the toasters and all that. I mean, good Lord. Like, what does he got to do? Delicious. He's going to Martinsville, arguably his strongest track on the schedule, other than Phoenix. So Blaney's been really good there. I would expect him to be at the front, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Overall, for the Cup race this weekend, like I said, Hamlin was bad fast. Briscoe did pass him. Just want to point that out. Briscoe is still better than Hamlin, by the way, if you Hamlin idiots out there.
Bubba was actually pretty fast, too.
Bubba was quick. Yeah. Yeah, Bubba's been good all year. Reddick has been nowhere to be found either. Like, there's a couple of weird things that's starting to look like trends that you couldn't say was trends last week, but you can this week. Now we've run 2 mile-and-a-halfs, and, like, where's Reddick? Where's Brad Keselowski? And where in the hell is Chase Elliott?
Yeah.
Granted, Chase did typical Chase crap and took the lead at Vegas, sped on pit road.
Chase sucks.
Had terrible strategy at Homestead and ended up like 17th. So, yeah, he's not looking good. Like, is he the bottom dog at Hendrick? I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there.
He is currently the 4th Hendrick car at this point. I'd say your pecking order is probably Larson, Byron, Bowman, Elliott.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I think you're right. listen, the requirement in Hendrick is to win races, right? Like, you're in the best equipment. 4 out of the best 10 cars that show up to the track, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, I'm telling you, Byron might be number 1 over Larson. No,
He probably is. I mean, he has more wins.
The thing
right
about
now,
Byron
but
is, like, he is, Byron doesn't wreck his crap whenever he has a bad day. Larson still gets in that habit where he wrecks his crap. If Larson just ground out some 7th place finishes, he would be, him and Byron would be equal. But real curious to see, Byron's running the 24 for old Jeffrey, and Jeffrey is a big fan of watching the 24 car go fast. It makes him relive the glory days back when he had hair. It was natural.
Oh, yeah.
So, we'll see what happens there. I think Chase, I don't know. At the end of this year, if he doesn't have a win and he doesn't put out much, what does that look like? Does he go to another team? Hendrick doesn't necessarily have anybody in the pipeline.
Kyle Busch.
Don't even. Kyle Busch can't drive these next-gen cars, dude. If I was Kyle Busch, I'd quit. I'd go run trucks, Xfinity, and a damn dirt car and just tell him to eat one because he has enough money to do it. And apparently he's just called TV, like, on Sundays or something because, he's miserable. Where was he? I mean, he ran good until we got to 1.5 miles, and you hadn't seen him, dude. Hadn't seen him. So, and hell, even Austin Dillon was up there in the top 10. Like, what the crap? AJ Allmendinger.
What a hell of a run for him.
Good job. AJ has smoked it the last 2 weeks, in my opinion, with 2 top 10s back-to-back on 1.5 miles in that colleague crap. I mean, I really like colleague racing, but, like, they're not there. They haven't been there. That's probably the best they've actually got, like, honest finishes on 1.5 miles back-to-back weeks with AJ. I wasn't sure what it was going to look like with AJ coming back like that. I really was kind of worried. I felt like he was ready to be done in the Cup Series. I felt like Matt and Chris probably kind of pushed him back into it. So, I don't know. Glad to see him moving on. Anyways, other than that, don't have much to say about the truck race. Kyle Larson pretty much, really, Heim whooped him, but then he had some electrical issues, and Larson ran him down. I do want to talk about, like, the fact that on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at the end of the race, like, Larson is up on the wall all day, putting in the fence, keeps going. But, dude, like, 10 to go. He's like, and grab another gear and just, lay it up there.
Couldn't fit a piece of paper between his right sides and the wall.
I mean, that's what ended up getting Bowman. Bowman felt the pressure, put it in the fence, and passed him. And, I mean, Bowman was really quick, too. He just, he didn't have that extra gear on the end of the run. So, a great race for him. Good race for Heim, too. Heim's pretty well whooping butt in trucks. He's probably going to win the championship. Other than I think he's going to get wrecked. So that's why I didn't pick him. So, we'll see what happens. All 3 series go to Martinsville this week. Trucks at 7:30. Xfinity 3 Cup at 3:30 on Sunday. So, y'all be sure to tune into that. Picks this week from last week. Oh, there's a lot of green on the Casper side there, son. A lot of green.
There always is.
Maybe I rig it. I don't know.
I think so.
Florida Outlaws, I took Gustin over Pierce, and like I said, that came down to a 1-place finish on their second best night. O'Neill finished 5th. Brandon Shepard's best finish like 11th. Kyle Larson did indeed beat Corey Heim. You would have got that one. Really, we should have tied if Corey Heim's truck could have just stayed running. So, just for the record. Larson versus Zilich. We both got Larson. Larson did beat Zilich. And honestly, I wish they'd just give the trophy for winning the race because he probably deserves it. I did pick Bell to beat Larson on Sunday, and you did get the Larson win there. So
Bell was not really that good Sunday.
No.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So overall, I won the week 4-2, and I now have 5 weeks to your 1 week overall. So you better figure it out. This week we have a Cup Series over under. Will there be more than 8 yellows in the Cup race? And that means 9. Yay or nay?
Are we including stage breaks?
Yes.
I will take the over.
All right. I'll give you a yay. I got to unhighlight this later. In the Hunts Front Series, you have the 23V of Corey Hedgecock versus the 20 of Jimmy Owens.
Give
They
me the
don't.
Corey Hedgecock.
They race a little bit rough sometimes. Actually,
I remember a time at
yeah,
411
uh-huh. When they
they
were
got
ready to
real
choke,
heated.
they were ready to choke
Yeah.
each other out. I'm gonna take Jim. I don't know any. Where did I say they're at? Why not? What is why
Yeah.
not? What's the shape? Is it flat?
I don't think it's super flat, but it's somewhat
It's in
flat.
Florida, right?
I think it's in Mississippi.
I'll take 23. Yeah, I don't want to just match you. Yeah, I do. I'm taking Corey. He'll get it done on the bottom. Trucks, Crafted versus Majeski.
I'll take Mr. I Racing there with Ty Majeski.
Okay, I'm going to take Matt Crafton. Xfinity Sheldon Creed versus Jesse Love.
Give me Jesse Love.
All right. I'm going to go with Creed because I think Love will wreck. So, but I would have gone with Jesse if not. I'll wear my Jesse shirt, though, just for you, so hopefully you can get a win. And because they both had kind of crappy starts to the season, both of them have been running good here lately. Ryan Blaney versus Chase Elliott at the Martinsville Speedway. Who you got?
I'll take Chase.
Man. You know what? I'll take Blaney. What the crap? Hopefully Watkins doesn't need a new hobby after the weekend. We'll see what happens there. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm watching the race. I feel like I have something this weekend, but I don't know. Maybe I don't. We'll see. Well, kind of wrap it up. I want to talk about. I was looking through my phone for pictures because I'm trying to get some of these graphics together and nonsense for this podcast that we're trying to make happen. Like we've been to a lot of races, dude. Like a lot of
Quite a
different
few.
stuff, and I consider myself lucky, and I would like to some point put some of those together so that when these idiots on the internet are like, you can't say nothing. Half these people that say that have probably been to like one track in their life, and
Yeah.
we've been to a lot, man. I was looking at the pictures of fireball shots from Bristol Dirt. I was like, I about threw up in the toilet thinking about it.
Yeah.
Daytona, I've been to Daytona. You didn't go there, but I've been to Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta, New Atlanta, Old Atlanta, Bristol, Martinsville, Charlotte, Roval. I mean, like, I've been to a lot of dirt tracks. Smoky Mountain. I didn't realize how many times I've been to Smoky Mountain until I was looking through there.
A
Good
lot.
God.
We've been there a lot.
I found that one video from the infield that time that I was like half lit and we went in the infield across the track, and it was like freezing cold. I also found that picture of you with Kyle Strickler. Shoved that on the graphic there. That was a good one.
Day.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I don't know. I've got to go to a lot of races. Really thankful for that. Looking forward to adding the Indianapolis 500 this year. Teaser. Hopefully we have reason maybe later in the year to go to the Dome. We'll see. I need an excuse.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be a little
working on that.
expensive. Yeah, we'll see. No
We're
pressure.
working on that.
No pressure. But I'd love to go. So I'm thinking about. So here's the thing. So we're talking about maybe going to Italy too in September. So I probably missed the Bristol race. What racetrack is there in Italy? Like, is there like there's got to be a Formula One track or something, right?
I don't know.
Like Ferrari's got to
Probably.
have a test track or something, right? I'm
Something.
gonna have to look it
I'm
up.
sure
Maybe it'll be
there's
an
something.
F1 race then.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be dope?
You think NASCAR tickets are expensive?
Who cares? It'll be fine. Probably outside the U.S., there's only a certain amount of money they're allowed to charge anyways. We're the only place that you can just rip people's guts out. Other than that, if you guys have made it this far on the podcast, I got some good news. I'm really considering a giveaway here. I was going to try to get it together before the show, but I don't want to rush it. But we need to get some followers and subscribers. So we need 500 subscribers on YouTube. We currently have 7. So I need all the help I can get. If you are watching this on YouTube, please press the button to subscribe, follow, share, and do all that. But here's the deal. So whenever I do this giveaway, the giveaway is going to be a good prize, I promise. I'm not going to go cheap because if I'm going to give something away, I'm going to give something away good. But we're going to have to we're going to have to set some minimum numbers like followers on X and, subscribers on YouTube before we can do that because it's a lot of money that I'll have to spend to do that. So just kind of, go ahead and hit the subscribe, share, follow. If you guys got questions, send them over to the X. It's @_caution flag. You can also hit us up on YouTube, TikTok, I've been up there absolutely just messing with Denny Hamlin fans for absolutely no reason. That's a lot of fun. So, be sure to hit us up. Let us know if you got anything you want us to cover. Would you prefer for the giveaway? I'm going to put the poll on the podcast page on Spotify. So you're going to have to find that one there. So go look for it. I might put it on TikTok too. You never know. Would you prefer some merch for a giveaway or like a ticket to a race? The race I was talking about doing is too soon, I think, to do it because I don't know that we could get 500 followers between now and then, and I'm not giving it away till I get that many. So, or at least 100 followers on X or something. We got to have some kind of sizable number. But there's a couple different things we can give away. I'm getting some hats made up. We might give away one of those. JP has to buy his. So, just kidding. They've got back ordered. Not really, actually back ordered. Actually, to be completely honest with you, my boy bailed on me. That's supposed to embroider them. So he had to outsource them because his hat machine, I just bought 2 high-quality hats, and I guess like his machine was just breaking the needles off every time he was going to embroider them. So hoping to have those by the end of this week is the plan. We'll look at getting maybe like some other stuff in, and eventually I'd like to get a website up if we can get some people liking it. So help us out. Give me some more reason to waste a lot of time. This takes a lot of time, so give me a reason to spend some more time. I've really enjoyed it. I have a great time with JP hanging out on here doing it. It's very soothing for my mind to get all my race thoughts out and make somebody listen to it. And, I've got a lot of enjoyment out of you idiots on TikTok. So thank you for all of your dumb comments. Please don't let them stop. Denny Hamlin still sucks. Sam Mayer also sucks. And Chase Elliott kind of sucks today, too. So
sure does.
We've made it through all of our picks. So the teaser for next week is we're going to start doing like 3 or 4 drivers a week, letter grade. What tier do they belong in? And we might go right off the rip and go straight for Chase Elliott. And I'm a fan, and we might go straight there. We'll see. Other than that, thank y'all for listening. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, all that. Is there any other things I need to say on there? Go iRace this week. Good Lord. Hit up JP. He's probably going to just start a show. What's that thing y'all use?
What are you talking
Discord.
about?
We'll just start a show Discord for iRacing, and we'll start hosting some races. I don't know. Probably not. Maybe. I don't know. He'd probably get in trouble with his team if he starts hosting races.
No, we could do something like that.
But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we can get happening. If you guys can help us out with it, maybe we'll get there. We're gonna start. I'm gonna try to get me an iRacing car if I have time to do that. If I start doing all these graphics and crap, I'm not gonna have time for that. I'm also gonna remodel my backstage at some point in time, so it doesn't look like I'm a hobo in the garage. Just my ladder over here. I need to start doing some work on the outside of the house. Sorry, babe. I'll try to get to it. Other than that, we got it done. Thank y'all for listening. Watch some racing this weekend. Watch Hunt the Front if you can't for dirt. Go to your local track, man. All these local tracks are firing up too. Just weekly shows. I-75 around here's got a weekly show. Mountain View. Kingsport's back to racing. They had I actually just got a message from a buddy that likes Kingsport. Used to go up there, and he was apparently he sent it to me, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna like this." I haven't got a chance really to read, but apparently some dudes are wrecking some dudes in the twin features, and I guess there's some 14-year-old that's about to get his ass whipped by some 50-year-old men. It's pretty much what it sounded like. I'll try to get the scoop on that tomorrow, but that's a good time. Oh, if y'all catch us this week, going up to Ponies in the Smokies at Newport Speedway, Knoxville Dragway. If you want to see some idiots getting arrested doing some dumb shit in a Mustang, just go to Gatlinburg. They'll be up there, I promise. Most of them are slow. My buddy T. Fitty, shout out. He said, I am not going to Ponies and Smokies because I don't need to see a Mustang with a 3-inch exhaust. He said 90% of them is a 5.0 with a 3-inch exhaust.
Yeah. Right.
He said he's not entertained by that. So, but Vaughn Gittin Jr. is going to be up there tomorrow or Wednesday or something doing some drift ride-alongs if you want to go up there and really ball out. So, y'all have a good time with that and enjoy this nice, beautiful weather in the southeast. You guys, it's still cold out there in the Midwest. Bobby Pierce sucks. See you. Bye. We are out of here. Hammer down. Thank y'all for listening to the Caution Flag Contemplations podcast. Our theme music is Hard as Steel by Alex Productions. Thank you all for listening. Hammering down. Find a good race to watch. We'll see you next time.